Hey guys, it's Mary, and today we're going to be doing the 25 Bookish Facts About Me tag. So without further ado, let's get started. I recommend books to customers at bookstores constantly. I just walk up to them and I start talking. Oh, are you looking at this book? This book is so good. You should totally get it. I don't work at a bookstore. They also tend to buy a lot of my recommendations. I smell books. Always have, always will. No shame. When I was in the 3rd grade, I kept a notebook and I wrote down all of the books that I read that year. The list totaled 103 books by the end of the school year. I'm a Ravenclaw, and I am constantly frustrated at the lack of Ravenclaw merchandise at Hot Topic, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, anywhere you buy fandom merchandise. It is so hard to find. I used to go to sleep listening to the Alice in Wonderland audiobook, and as a result, I have the first chapter of Alice in Wonderland memorized. Alice was getting very tired of sitting on the bank. Once or twice she peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the point of a book, thought Alice, without pictures or conversation? And it goes on. At my 9th birthday party, I had a sleepover. All of the girls in my class were invited, and they all came, which was awesome. And then I made them listen to C.S. Lewis's The Silver Chair while going to sleep. And it was on cassette tape. I wear glasses because I ruined my eyes reading Junie B. Jones books by nightlight past my bedtime. I have 4 library cards. Oak Ridge, Cofield, Harriman, college. Got 4 of them. I'm thinking about starting a collection, and then all the ones that I don't end up using on a regular basis, wherever I end up living permanently, I'll shadow box them. There is a customer at my work who does not know my name despite me having a name tag. Rather, he calls me Book Girl. Hey Book Girl! What? If I'm lacking food, book, or my journal, I am an imposter or in desperate need of an intervention. I do not like Twilight, but I will give credit where credit is due. And credit is due to Twilight because it opens up the young adult literature section, and so you won't see me hate on people who like Twilight because everybody is entitled to their own opinion. I didn't read Harry Potter until I was in the 8th grade. I am not a fan of Cinderella. I think she's cliche, but I absolutely love Cinder by Marissa Meyer, which is a Cinderella retelling. Love it. I'm a speed reader. I read the entire Percy Jackson series, the original 5, in 4 days during a school week. However, I don't know the number of words per minute that I read. If I had to choose an era of literature, I would choose the Victorian era of British literature because Sherlock Holmes, Alice in Wonderland, and Oscar Wilde. I don't have a favorite books. Parts of me are scattered within many books, and I find parts of myself in many others. I hate movie covers with a burning passion. I like the original covers. Unless they were just completely terrible, like the original Shatter Me cover. And then they redid it, but I need it in hardback. Which gets to my next point. Series should have matching covers. They should have the same art style, matching, they should look pretty. And if they change the cover style halfway through a series, you better go back and release the others in hardback with the new cover style, or else I will not buy the series. Instead, I will get it at the library, because it has to look nice and pretty on my bookshelf. Speaking of my bookshelf is overflowing. I am constantly getting new books, and I'm constantly rearranging my bookshelf just so that I can see all of the covers, and still the very bottom shelf is double stacked, and there are books overflowing to this side and that side, and some on my desk, and several in my backpack. I like to start series after they have all already been released. That way I can just binge read all of them. I am not a big fan of multiple points of view. It has to be really well done for me to enjoy it. And if the whole series, except for this last book, is in a single point of view and then they change it to multiple points of view, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I prefer the way that the Percy Jackson and the Olympians series is told, rather than the way that the Heroes of Olympus series is told. And I really don't like the multiple points of view in Allegiant. I can't say anymore because spoilers. So, I always, with maybe a few exceptions, like the book better than the movie. It's more in depth. I get to imagine the characters for myself, and I just love it. I love the books. I love getting to hold it. There's like a whole world in my head, and the movies condense things and cut things out, and so the book is always better. If I lend you a book, I am giving you my baby. You do not dog-ear the pages. You do not break the spine. You do not drop it. You do not eat over it. And I actually had this once. Somebody smoked and ash got in the pages and I had to get rid of the book. It was my favorite book. It was my original copy of the Percy Jackson series. And it was so worn that it was a paperback and the cover had come off, but I kept the cover and I used it as a bookmark, and he got cigarette ash in it. I don't think I have ever been able to let that go. So I might take up collateral to make sure that I get my book back in perfect condition. Or I might just not lend out a book at all. I would rather shop at an independent bookstore than a big name bookstore. I would rather shop at Barnes & Noble than Books A Million, because the Books A Million near my house has some pretty rude people. I'll only let like 3 people there actually sell me stuff. However, Books A Million is closest to me, and the closest independent bookstore is farther away than the closest Barnes & Noble. So if I'm ever actually in Knoxville, I will go to Barnes & Noble because I don't want to drive in downtown Knoxville, so I'm hardly ever at the Union Street Books, which is the only independent bookstore besides McKay's. Go to McKay's. If you're from Tennessee and you're watching this, go to McKay's. It is the best. It's a used bookstore, just go to it. Okay, and so I'll either go to McKay's or Barnes & Noble, but most of the time I still get my books at Books A Million because I don't want to wait, so I don't order them online. And I prefer the closeness of the store. And last but not least, I hate spoilers. Book spoilers, movie spoilers, TV spoilers, everything. I would rather you say nothing than tell me you hated it or loved it, because I want to decide for myself. I hate spoilers, and even though I'm a fast reader and I will read the entire book, and then I will wait 2 months, dying a little inside, waiting to talk to you about it, just so that I don't spoil you because I hate spoilers that much. So that's it for this video. I'm going to tag Magic of White Pages and Books with Kemma, and so I can't wait to see what your 25 bookish facts about you are. If you weren't tagged and you want to be tagged, then you've been tagged. And let me know if you agree or disagree with some of these facts, opinions, that kind of thing down below, or just tell me a fun fact about you. That's it. Bye!